Hello everyone, welcome back to the Java course 2023. In this video, we are going to discuss about methods in Java. So we have discussed about classes and objects in previous video, and we discussed how we create methods. Methods are the behaviors of the object. They define the behavior of an object we create in Java. Okay, but we need to discuss there are various types of methods we need to write. Okay, we have discussed one method. So to discuss about various other methods, let's create another class. Let's do some mathematical operations. So we write a class name as math operations, mathop or mathops. Okay, and we will define very simple things. We will do some addition, okay, some basic mathematical operations, and through that I will tell you how different methods can be created. Okay, what can be the different return type, how method can accept some parameters and all. So this is, let's take two variables, num1 and int2 num2. Okay, so we accept two numbers. Now yesterday we defined a type of method which does not return anything. So we defined like public void and we said display, but here we will say show or do sum. Do sum means to add two numbers. Okay, and we will just print the numbers. Okay, so we'll say addition of two numbers is num1 plus num2. Okay, so this is what we want to call. Now let's create an object of this class mathops obj equal to new mathops. Right, now we call mathops or obj dot do sum. Perfect. So if you try to run this method, let's see what the result is coming up. So result is coming up 0 0. Okay, let me change the initial value first. So initial value is already 0 0 for num1 and num2, as we have discussed in the previous video, that instance variables, if they are not assigned any value at the time of declaration, the Java gave them they take the default values. Here int data type takes 0 as default value. So num1 is 0, num2 was 0. But let's see. Now num1 is 2 and num2 is 4. So 2 plus 4 is 6. That's very easy. So let's see if our result is coming up. And wait, what it is coming? 24 it is coming. Wow. So the result is not coming. So what happened? So basically what is happening is we are adding the two numbers here, but we are adding along with the string. Okay, so rather than the plus operator doing addition, this plus operator is doing string concatenation. Okay, it is joining the all the numbers. It is considering this num and this num2 as a string. So to avoid it, first we need to put them in brackets. Okay, so now we do it in brackets. If we now run it, then our answer is correct. It's 6. That is what is expected, right? So this is a first type of method which has a return type void, but a method can return anything. Suppose you want that, okay, I want to do the sum of two numbers and I want to return that number, or I want to return that sum. Okay, so what you can do is, now the sum of two numbers is an integer also. So num1 is an integer, num2 is an integer. The sum of two integers will be an integer. So the return type will be integer. It will return a integer. But what will be, how do we return it? So we have a keyword that is return, and we will do num1 plus num2. Okay, now we are returning something, right? So we need to store somewhere. Why? Because as you can see here, this new mathops, when we are creating the object of mathops class, it was returning a reference which we stored in a reference variable. So here This method is also returning something. It is returning an integer. So we need to store it in a int type data type. So we do int sum equal to this. Now you can take any name of this variable. It's up to you. But to take meaningful name is recommended coding practice in Java. So we just print sum. Okay. So let's print it. So we are getting 6. Now you may say that why to return something? Why not to print something? So maybe because you don't want to print this. Maybe you want this sum and then you want to print the twice of sum. Okay. So today your mind is to do the twice of sum. Then a day after tomorrow you say, okay, I want to divide the sum. So we can't change the logic again and again here, okay, in this method. And doing so, we can do this, but doing so is not a good coding practice again. So we need to store it in a variable and use it accordingly, whichever way we want. Okay. Now one more question is there. We are hard coding these values. We are hard coding num1 and we are hard coding num2. Again, this is not a good coding practice. And also we also would want that, okay, let's not the class in the class someone define or someone predefine what num1 and num2 should have. It is up to me. I should define what the method should take as num1 and num2. So here you have to a method can also take a parameters. It can accept the parameters. So how do we write parameters? So first we need to define data types. So we are going to pass two integers. So definitely int is going to be the data types. Now the name of the integer can be int num1 and num2. You can take anything, but remember that I have taken num1 and num2. Here num1 and num2 are not same as this one. Why? Because there is a simply a rule. What is the rule? In a given scope, no, if a variable is defined, okay, in a given scope, if a variable is declared, it cannot be redeclared. So this class is a scope. In this class, if you try to define, suppose this int num1 again, if you try to declare again, not define, declare again num1, and I just put it like that. See, it's giving error here. It's saying variable num1 is already defined in the scope. So you cannot do that. So you cannot redeclare a already defined or declared variable in a particular scope. But if you want to use this variable again, or you want to use this name of the variable again, it's more accurate. Okay. So if you want to use the name of this variable again, you need to change the scope. So from class scope, I'm changing it to the method level scope. So these int num1 and int num2 are local variables. So you can keep this name as same and then no need to hard code them. When you return this, now you can pass the two numbers here and you will get the sum. So I will say that, okay, I passed 2, 4 and let's see if I'm getting the sum. So I remove this so that we can verify whether it's working fine. So if we try to run this, we are getting 6, which is perfectly fine. Okay. So this is how you can do this. This is how you can do this. Okay. Another type of method, or maybe you can, this is not another type of method, but another way. So you can have a return type as a string and you can say, I want to find even or odd. So even or odd, and you pass a number. Okay. Now you want to pass a number and you want to print whether the number is even or whether the number is odd. So you can just say, you can use if else, if num mod 2 equal to 0. This means that now you know that this operator will give the remainder. So any number which is divisible by 2, the remainder will be 0. So if a number is divisible by 2, then return a string, which says number write the number itself, and then is even. Okay, is even, and then you can write return number, number, then concatenate with this one and write is odd. Okay, so it's very easy. Now let's try to call this method. So I say obj dot even or odd. Even or odd, let's check for 4. Okay, now again this method is returning you a string, so you need to store somewhere. So you store this in a string answer. So you are storing this string in answer, and now just print the number. Okay, okay, so you are storing this number now. So you are storing the result which is being given by this method. Okay, even or odd. So let's see what the result is. So the result is number 4 is even. Okay, now if you pass 41, so let's see the result of this also. It's number 41 is odd. So it's as simple as that, right? So that's how we can write our own methods. We can have a method which accepts some parameter. We can have some method which do not accept which do not accept any parameter. We can have a method which has a return type. We can have a method which does not return anything, so the return type will be void. Okay, so we have discussed in detail about the methods in Java. You can try to create your own methods, and you can try to experiment more. Okay, so all this is for this video. I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.